Okay, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be continuing on my let's build of my own house. So this is where I think it left off. I'm pretty sure this is where it left off. And what we will be doing is kind of readjusting the living space and just adding all of the decorations downstairs and hopefully moving to upstairs. That is pretty much where we should be beginning. I'm not sure why this is taking me so long to get going. I was probably getting myself a drink. But it was a let's build and I was talking as it was going, but the audio cut out. So I'm having to refilm my audio, but that is fine. So here I am just going to readjust the wall because I wanted to make the living room slightly smaller. My living room's not actually all that big. It's not massive. Like it's big enough for what it is, but yeah, it does the job. And I was also saying that I really wanted to try and fit in a fish tank in that corner because we have a fish tank there in our house, but they're all so big, and when you size them down, it's just not what, it doesn't look good. Sorry if you can hear my tummy rumbling, but I'm very hungry. But I'm just adjusting the house to how I would like it to be. And as I'm refilming the audio on top of this, I just want to talk about and say I have purchased Island Living, and I'm really excited to play. Hopefully I get to do some builds for that, and also I hope to do a let's play for that, just because it's a different kind of game pack. I still haven't played, expansion pack. I still haven't played Strangerville, just because it didn't appeal to me as much as Island Living, because I love mermaids and I love all that kind of good stuff. And then here I'm just moving all of this forward because I realised that the fireplace in my house comes forward, that little area there. The wall is obviously still attached as a full wall like this. But yeah, I completely forgot, and as you go back downstairs and realise, oh yeah, my house actually looks like that. So I just sorted that out, and then I rearranged all the furniture that I have already placed, so that it looks and is more usable. So I'm just rearranging the chair that I call my dad's chair. It is usually a recliner. But yeah, I think it was coming together quite nicely, all of the stuff that I have used. So hopefully you guys get the gist of this kind of house. And I actually would really like to build, not necessarily my family, but build a family for using this home, because it is actually quite a nice house, really. On Sims it's come out quite nicely. I don't know why it's taking me so long to sort out this area here, but just going through all the lights. Oh, I was finding lights to brighten up the area. It's really annoying that the audio deleted itself, because now I can't remember what I was talking about during all of this, because my memory is not that great for things like this. So yeah, so here I was trying to find a fish tank, I think, for that corner of the room. I found it a bit tricky, so don't mind me. Also, I'm just going to see if I can speed some of this up slightly. Not massively speed it up, but just a little bit, because this is quite slow for my liking. So I'm just going to see if I can. Right, so I've sped it up slightly, just because it was painfully boring. Painfully slow, really. I don't know how people make their let's builds really interesting. And then I just widened the staircase because the hallway just looked huge, and our hallway isn't really that big. I've given myself a lot more space because of the kitchen, but yeah, it's not actually that wide. And then here I was just trying to sort out this corner of the rim, but I think I actually end up giving myself the space I need, because this is technically how my kitchen is, but I just thought, but for practicality within The Sims, it's just not really that practical. So I fiddle around with the counters quite a bit, and then I go to change it again. So hopefully you get where I'm coming from with the counters. I come away from the kitchen again because it's stressing me out slightly, and I go back to decorating the dining room, and I use some pictures. And how I was going with this is we have a picture frame for my mum's 50th on the wall there, and I just thought it's kind of styled like that. I know there's no pictures of people in that, but that's how it's styled, so that's why I chose that. And then just a nice picture to go on the wall there. And then here I put that picture because there's a picture of me on the wall, and again, it's hard to find pictures of Sims that replicate how you want it, so I just put that one. And then I put this Brindleton Bay picture. I think it's a Brindleton Bay one, or a cats and dogs one, because we have a picture behind our sofa of our dog. He's called Buzz, and the picture is hilarious. He's sat in a bucket, but it's behind our sofa, so I thought a cats and dogs picture was probably more fitting than just any random picture. And then obviously I don't think this bed would be able to be used under the coffee table, but that's where our dog's bed is. It's under the coffee table. He loves it, keeps him nice and cool down there. And then I thought it'd be quite cute to add some treats on top, so make it a little dog friendly area. And then because the fish tank idea wasn't working, I thought I'll turn this into well, actually I think I do I still try? I'm not sure. But our dog toys are by the side of the sofa as well, with the fish tank being there as well. So I do try, but I don't like how it looks. None of them fit the bill really for me. So and then I try moving the dog toys again, but yeah, I just leave it as is. And I think maybe I add a plant or something. Yeah, probably a plant. Yeah, and that looks nice. It's pretty much similar to how my living room looks, so I'm fairly pleased with it. And then I just add in this fireplace within a fireplace, because that is what mine looks like, and it's not an actual fire that comes out. It's obviously just pretend flames that we have a fake fire. And then just going to add a few bits of decoration to the top. We have a few photo frames of animals that I've taken pictures of on top, and a clock. I forgot to add the clock actually. Maybe I'll do that, and then I'll add those little tweaks that I remember in the next bit. And then I'm just filling this corner with a few books, because in real life it doesn't look that plain, my house, but on this it's making it look really plain, so I thought I would add the books. And then the curtains, I was quite annoyed because I couldn't find any nice brown curtains that go with the furniture, because our curtains are brown as well. So I just used those nice creamy beigey kind of coloured ones, and then decorating this table with some books, because my dad usually keeps his books there. And then I put fruit there instead, but I can move that and put a clock, because actually we have a clock on there, and you can put a clock in The Sims. I don't know why I'm sounding really out of breath. I am not very well at the minute. I do have a cold, so please be aware of that. So I'm trying to stay hydrated. And then I think I move on to this area behind the dining table, which we have a gecko who lives behind our dining table. I don't know how hygienic it is having pets near where you eat your dinner, but none of us use our dining table. I think I mentioned that in the last video, not sure. But this hamster, I think I chose in the end, this hamster cage kind of fit nicely. I don't know if you can use it, but I will obviously test all this before this house gets uploaded to the gallery, but that is where our gecko lives, so I thought the hamster would fit quite nicely under there. And then I do move this area around a lot in a minute, this little corner section, because we have like an ottoman on the side which has a few cushions and things in and some blankets on top. So I just chose an ottoman that would go quite nicely. This one I think is very similar to the one we have. I then tried shrinking it down to try and fit it in the area, but it's fine. I moved the door. I didn't think about it to begin with, but then I moved it and I was like, oh my gosh, it then fits. And the picture actually then goes where it's meant to go. Funny that you think of these things after you've done it. But this area is pretty much how the living room looks. And then I remember saying actually in my voiceover before that I went to go put a rug down, but funnily enough, I don't have a rug on our floor downstairs. So every time I add rugs to The Sims 4 in living rooms, I'm like, actually, how realistic is this? Because we don't have one. I mean, just because I don't have a rug in my living room doesn't mean everyone doesn't have rugs. But anyways, I'm moving now onto the conservatory area, which this was a challenging room because I was trying to do it how it used to look. It's now decorated for my sister to kind of like live in, but yeah, so I added those windows because our conservatory is like one long door and one long sliding door, but they don't fit those kind of doors in The Sims 4. So yeah, and then we used to, I don't know why I got that big TV out. I think I was just having a look at some of the stuff. And then I just looked and remembered we used to have a TV in our conservatory. We're quite a we're the sort of family that has a lot of technical things. We love technology, so we always had like Xbox, PlayStation. Yeah, so that's why I kind of put the bigger TV, because we had quite a big TV in our conservatory as well, but now obviously it's moved. But yeah, I think I also put an easel or something in here just to make it a bit more craftsy for in The Sims, that you can actually use it for something else. But it's nice, you get 2 more living kind of spaces within The Sims, and it's nice and bright for when the sun is out and shining, which I quite liked. And then I was going to add this laundry basket. I'm not sure if I do. Maybe I do. I think I do. Do I keep that there? Oh, I'm not sure. Anyways, then I go back to going to the kitchen because the counters were really annoying me. They didn't look how I wanted them to look. So I do a lot of decorating to make it look like my kitchen, and then I try and sort it out. So we have a calendar of dogs on the wall because we love dogs in our family. We have we do have like a few of the appliances like you would get in The Sims. So we have got like a coffee machine, we've got toasters, which would really annoys me that it's not in The Sims. I'm like, just get a toaster. Like, how realistic is that everyone loves toast? And I just added a few of these decorations because we do have a few strange decorations in our kitchen. Not really strange, but, you know, just a bit different. So then I'm just adding a bin because our bin is actually underneath one of the counters, but again, can't really do that in The Sims 4, so I just left it. And then our bread bin goes in that corner, and yeah, so this is just a really simple way of decorating a kitchen. It's very similar to what we have, so if you're like, oh, it's not realistic, it's actually quite realistic because it's very similar to what we have in our house right now. So I always find that when building, so it's quite nice to actually attempt to build your own house, because that way you can see if things actually are how they should be in The Sims or in real life. So how things are in real life should be in The Sims. Sorry, I said that around the wrong way. And then I'm just adding our dog bowl because the dog, again, his dog bowl's like under / next to the counter, but I didn't know if that was going to make life difficult for The Sims, playing in this household. Again, like I said, before the house is finished, when the house is finished, I will play it first and then upload it because it's still not finished. I've gone on to doing I keep calling it Island Paradise. Island Living Houses first I wanted to do. So I'll come back to this in a bit, this house, but I feel like I lose inspiration slowly. And then because these counters are actually bar counters, I was really struggling with the microwave because our microwave is actually underneath, it's like in that far corner, but I couldn't get it to work. So I think I do eventually get rid of these bar counters and get just normal counters. And then I realised you couldn't place with the move objects on cheap the blooming microwave. So yeah, bit of a struggle, not gonna lie, it was stressing me out. So I do sorry, excuse the breathing in. I do change up the counters and get the ones that I actually did want to use. So ignore what I have done and pretend that this is actually what I am doing. And it all joined together nicely as well. So really, who has lost there? Not me. And then I can put the microwave where I wanted it. I'm not sure if it's usable. I think I do move the pet bowl. Like, please don't worry. And then we have so much clutter in that side of our kitchen on where I'm putting the napkins and things. We have so much stuff, so much rubbish that I just thought I'd fill it with a few bits that looked quite good. But mainly our sides are quite cluttered in our kitchen, so if you don't like clutter, then take it out, because this is based on our house and it actually does quite look like our house, because we do have a lot of rubbish just laying around, having a good time. And when you have pets, you do technically tend to have a few more things laying about. I also realised I forgot to add the fridge. Our fridge is actually a lot smaller than the fridges that you get in The Sims 4, but never mind, it will still do. I then also wanted to add a shelf, because we kind of have like, what The Sims 4 needs is windowsills, because then you can place certain things on like the windowsill. But yeah, I couldn't decide what coffee machine to use, because we have a coffee machine in our house and I wasn't too sure with it. I just add those cakes to the back because it fit quite nicely. I'm still just, there's still a hovering counter sitting there. Gosh, watching this, does it make you realise that it's actually hard to find the items that you want? I'm literally watching this like, oh my gosh, there's nothing that I would use. But yes, I do move the dog bowl, that's good. I have a message. And then I think this is then when I go to try and use a counter in a minute. But making it just look a bit more usable. I don't know why I did that, I've gone on the wrong thing. Someone's just sent me a picture of coins because my boyfriend likes to collect coins. And then I'm just making it look a bit more kid friendly, because our home, even though we're older now, still has a kind of kiddie kind of vibe to it, just because of certain things that we've just left within the household. I keep getting messages, and do people not realise? I'm just going to reply to it. Very nice. Hopefully they'll leave then. And then the shelf just didn't work, so I just got rid of it and left the books just laying free on the side. And then after that, I'm pretty sure we're nearly done. Are we done? I think the kitchen's done. Finally. Oh my goodness. Finally. The kitchen is basically done. Hallelujah. Hopefully it all works. I will obviously let you know if I've had to change anything. And then I'm also making these saucer lights smaller. because I hate them that they're so big. Right, then we're going into the hallway, which again is huge compared to my actual hallway, but I can't worry about that at the minute. There are other things I need to worry about. So what we have in our hallway that is very similar. Basically, I'm not sure if everyone's house has this, but a lot of British houses have a cupboard under their stairs where they keep all their, I don't know, some people keep toys and stuff under there. We keep our shoes under there and a few coats and a few blankets, and then we have a rail above the cupboard under the stairs which has our coats on. So I thought I'd just use this opportunity to add a coat rack and a coat hanger bit with that cute hat on it, because I just thought that would work best, because you can't do the whole cupboard under the stairs situation. It is, I think, a very British thing. If you've watched Harry Potter, you obviously know that he lives under the stairs in his family home. Yeah, so I think it's a British household thing. I'm not sure if it is, but again, these are very typical. This is a very typical kind of British home. That is a semi-detached home. I'm pretty sure the house that Harry Potter lived in was from Surrey, and I'm from Surrey, so it's quite similar. Also, if you're wondering why I've put the picture of the sloth behind, it's because my sister has painted, when she was younger, she painted a picture of tigers that are quite bright and bold, which is why I chose the sloth picture, because it's animals and very bright and bold. That is why. There's no other reason. I can't say anything else other than that. Yeah, so I just added a few shoes as well, because we have a rack of shoes. Basically, we're a household where we have so much rubbish in our house that we just line it up, like, to make it look organised. So we've got a line of shoes as well down the other side, and we used to have pictures of us when we were younger up going along that bit where the shoes are all lined up, but I don't think we have that anymore. And as I was trying to explain, did I explain in the first video? My memory is so bad, that we used to have a door through where the sloth picture is to the kitchen there, and the oven was somewhere else, and then it was a serving hatch through the other bit where the door is now, but we obviously changed that, and also added a mirror there just because I don't have pictures, and I don't think we have pictures there now anyway. And then I had a massive brainwave that, because this part of the house is meant to be joined to another house, and it looks very boring, and it doesn't have any windows, so it just looks a bit naff, I thought, wow, what a fantastic idea to cover it in greenery. Not sure if it looks good, but I think it looks fab. So judge all you want, guys. I'm not great at this kind of thing in The Sims, so please don't judge me. Please don't. But I think it does look like my house so far. I'm pretty impressed. The roof is obviously questionable because it's not how my roof looks, but it's fine. We'll get there. And then I'm just positioning the windows to where I think they should be within the build. I think this changes quite a bit just because obviously the sizing is slightly different to real life, but yes. So the plan upstairs is there's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. The bathroom is not huge. It's fairly small, so like this is the hallway bit, which is a decent size, and then the bathroom is an average size. Then my bedroom is the back room, and then my parents' room is the front part. And my parents have a lot of cupboard space. They have obviously like the boiler bit, and then they have like where the water is, but I've changed that part into like the heating system, sorry. But I've changed that bit to a, kind of changed it to a dressing cupboard, and then I'll also add a few more cupboards because that's what my mum and dad's house is like. So yes, I'm also just going to see how long I've got left. Sorry if you could hear that noise. I can't multitask at the minute. Right, so I think I leave it at the floor plan. So if you liked this section of the Let's Build, then please give it a thumbs up and write me some comments if you liked it. Subscribe. If you didn't, just ignore the video. Don't act like it happened. But if you have watched it the whole way through, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next part. Bye!